So God reveals himself in suffering. I deal with a lot of people who suffer, whether it's suffering in divorce or suffering through sickness or something like that. God reveals himself. And if we're not trained to know that, we will turn away from the one thing who will come and comfort us during suffering. So a lot of people say, and they repeat C.S. Lewis, who said, suffering is a very good teacher. I'm paraphrasing. And it's true, because when you're suffering, you don't care how you look, you don't care how your house looks, and all the things don't matter, because what matters is the one thing that's in front of you, whether it's, again, sickness or grief or something like that. So suffering reveals truth. God is in truth. Wherever you find truth, you're going to start to find God actively moving. So when people come to me and they're suffering, we can address whatever's in front of them. God is doing that thing. And by the end of their suffering, and we are promised as Christians to suffer, then they've learned that they've proven to themselves, actually, that they can depend upon God. And I think that's where you have to be trained. And the church has done not a very good job of training people to suffer well and to
Mm.
look for God in suffering. So that's one of the ways, that's just an example of one of the chapters.
Oh, okay, but we gotta hang with this for a second because this is when my father died, I remember everybody wanted to help me through it to the other
Right.
side, right? "Let's help you get through this," and, and that was very sweet, but it was like this is gonna sound weird, it was almost a joy to walk it out with the Father because,
Right.
for in this particular suffering, and I come back to this conversation about my father quite often because I feel like it's just such an archetype for the bigger offering from the Lord. But my dad's passing, he was paralyzed for 25 years from chemotherapy, but basically a chemotherapy side effect. And so his death was always kind of this larger than life. He was about to die any moment. The wind blows wrong and he could go down. Like there was a lot of um, uh, kind of like trauma that resulted in a lot of fear that I lived with for, kind of almost without knowing it, just like a little hum in the background, for decades. This idea of how will I survive his passing because it had become this larger than life,
Mhm.
thing that just hung over my head all the time. And so then when he died, it's like, whoosh, here comes this hand to hold me, and I was okay. And the thing I thought would take me out didn't. And so there really became this point before the Lord where I was like, what can man do to me?